10 reliable sources of film ideas, and how to use each one. If you're an amateur filmmaker, you don't need just one perfect idea. You need a system that reliably produces many workable ideas, so you can pick the best one and actually shoot it. In this video, I'll give you 10 practical sources of film ideas, and for each one I'll explain how it works, why it's effective, and a simple way to turn it into a short film concept you can write this week. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss contents like this. Now let's get into it. 1. Books and short stories. Books are packed with character development, themes, and plot arcs that you can adapt without copying the story directly. How it works. Books give you emotional depth and complex relationships. You're not filming the book, you're borrowing the emotional journey and transplanting it to a new context. How to use it. Read a chapter or short story. Identify the main character's internal conflict. Change the setting and stakes, from fantasy to modern day, from global to local. Add a visual twist, something the character sees that changes everything. Example idea. In Chapter 10 of The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, the central conflict is the addiction to a secret self, when Jekyll realizes he can transform into Hyde without the potion. This struggle can be reimagined in a modern drama about investigative journalism. Instead of a serum, the protagonist adopts a deep-cover digital persona to infiltrate criminals, but soon begins unconsciously bringing the persona's cruelty and aggression into their real life. The story preserves Stevenson's theme of duality, while exploring how the masks we wear can become our true faces. 2. Personal stories and emotional memories. The most original stories usually aren't invented, they're reframed. Your life already contains characters, conflict, stakes, and setting. The trick is to pull out the emotional core and build a fictional story around it. How it works. Start with a real moment that had emotional charge: shame, pride, jealousy, relief, grief, excitement. Then ask, what was the decision inside that moment? How to use it. Write a one-sentence memory, such as, I lied to avoid disappointing someone. Identify the emotion, guilt. Change the context. Instead of school, make it a workplace, a sports team, a family dinner. Create a deadline. The lie will be exposed tonight. Example idea. A young cashier lies about giving a refund. The customer returns at closing time, and the manager starts reviewing the cameras. 3. Songs and albums. Music is basically story structure in disguise. A song gives you mood, tone, images, and often a central conflict, without telling you exactly what to film. How it works. Use a song as a prompt, not as a plot. You're not adapting lyrics literally, you're translating vibe into story. How to use it. Listen once for emotion. What does it feel like? Listen again for images. What do you see? Pick one lyric line as the theme, not the plot. Invent characters who would live inside that theme. Example idea. A dreamy synth track inspires a story about someone who keeps receiving voicemails from a number that doesn't exist anymore. 4. Dreams, nightmares, and intrusive thoughts. Dream logic is powerful because it's already cinematic. Strange images, unclear rules, emotional intensity. How it works. Dreams give you set pieces, not scripts. The key is to add one clear rule so the audience can follow. How to use it. Write down the dream image in one sentence. Add a rule: if you do X, Y happens. Add a goal: the character must do X anyway. Example idea: every time a man blinks, the room changes slightly. He has to keep his eyes open long enough to find the exit. 5. News headlines and local gossip. Real-world events provide built-in stakes and relevance, but instead of copying reality, you fictionalize the mechanism. How it works: use the news for conflict type, social pressure, moral dilemma, or setting. Then build a smaller, character-driven story. How to use it: take one headline. Ask, what does this look like in one room with two people? Focus on consequences, not the event itself. Example idea: after a citywide power outage, two neighbors argue over a single extension cord, until it becomes about control, not electricity. 6. A single photograph or painting. One image can contain a whole story if you treat it like evidence from a larger world. How it works: images imply who, what, where, and, most importantly, what happened right before and right after. How to use it: pick a photo. Write 3 questions. Why is that person alone? What are they hiding? What do they want? Answer each question with a different genre: drama, thriller, comedy. Choose the strongest. Example idea: a smiling family portrait has one person's face scratched out. A teenager finds the original and starts asking questions. 7. Constraints and limitations. This one is underrated. Your limitations aren't obstacles, they're idea engines. If you only have one actor, one location, and one night to shoot, that forces creative decisions. How it works: constraints reduce options, which increases originality. You stop writing anything and start writing what you can actually film. How to use it: list your real constraints: locations, actors, props, time. Turn each into a story rule. Make the rule the source of conflict. Example idea: one actor, one car, one night. A rideshare driver realizes the passenger is using their phone to impersonate them. 8. What if questions and reversals. The fastest way to generate premises is to flip something normal. How it works: you take a common situation and apply a reversal. Role reversal, power reversal, expectation reversal. How to use it: write a normal premise, a job interview. Add a twist: the applicant is interviewing the company. Add stakes: if they fail, someone gets hurt. Now you have a story. Example idea: a tenant auditions landlords like actors, because the apartment building is hiding something and the wrong lease is dangerous. 9. Real conversations and awkward moments. Dialogue-heavy shorts can come from observing how people actually talk: interruptions, avoidance, subtext. How it works: great scenes are rarely about what characters say. They're about what they can't say. How to use it: recall a conversation where something was avoided. Identify the hidden topic. Put 2 characters in a situation where they must discuss it, but refuse to. Example idea: 2 friends rehearse a happy birthday video message, but every take reveals more resentment. 10. Other films, by stealing structure, not content. Yes, you can get ideas from movies. The safe way is to borrow structure, not characters, dialogue, or scenes. How it works: you're copying the engine, not the paint. You take Pacing, genre beats, scene types, and character arcs, then swap everything else. How to use it. Choose a movie you love. Summarize it in 5 beats. Replace the setting and the conflict completely. Keep the beat order. Example idea. Use a heist structure, but the heist is 2 siblings trying to secretly return a stolen family heirloom before dinner. If you want more ideas, don't wait for inspiration. Rotate these sources. Pick one today, write a 1-paragraph concept, and by the end of the week you'll have a short film you can actually shoot. If you enjoyed this video, consider leaving a like. It really helps the channel. And if you want to explore more sources of ideas for filmmaking, along with deep dives into storytelling and filmmaking techniques, make sure to subscribe. More videos like this are coming soon.